Good morning. Second week of January, KW-02. Could it actually be spring already? It looks like the temperatures are going to drop a bit again this week, but only a bit. It might just dip under freezing at night. We might even get a few more flakes of snow, although I think rain is far more likely. It just doesn't feel like a break in the winter, which is really common, not at all unusual. It feels like spring. Just something about the quality of the unseasonal warmth. I've been predicting a short and mild winter, but if this is it, it's very strange. As soon as I say something like that, though, here's the cue for a good month-long Siberian snap. And that would be fine, because I really do need to prune the fruit trees, and I would rather they would be asleep for that. But there is definitely a substantial part of me which would not be pissed off just to more or less skip winter this year. Talking of which, did anyone see the article in the Washington Post this week? They, along with the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research in Potsdam, ran a meta-analysis of 1,200 different climate change scenarios. I think they probably set off to try to find out which possibilities for the near 100-year future could be thought of as hopeful. Maybe they wanted to make recommendations for the best ways forwards. Anyway, long story short, it turns out that there is no reasonable way to avoid 1.5, or at least none in the 1,200 scenarios they looked at. I spent most of last week trying to write a blog post on the climate change whistling past the 1.5 station without slowing down thing, or rather, what I think we should do about it. I'm nearly there, and finishing it is one of my 3 priorities for the week. The other 2 are finish the damn panels in the study. I have no idea why this is dragging on so long. Just get on with it, for fuck's sake. And finish emptying the compost. I do know why this is dragging. It's because the compost is squelchy and muddy and my shoes have holes in them. I also have a plan for organising the woodshop a bit. I'd like to get around to that, but I'm not going to make myself any promises. The other news for this week is that the pigs escaped. They're back. My gooseberry jam is absolutely delicious, and I completely cleared up a rather huge mess of planks and bark and rotting things. This next picture is what it looks like now, which I guess only means something if you knew what it looked like before. And I suppose that's what we do when spring happens in the middle of winter. We get on with spring things. Spring can be hectic. There is a lot to do as the ground awakens from its winter sleep, and the urge to get on with sowing seeds can be overwhelming and premature. It's great to be able to do a load of that clearing up stuff now. It bodes well for a productive year in the garden. But the weirdest is I'm actually seriously considering sowing some seeds now. It's always a gamble. You want to get them germinating as soon as possible, but too soon, and you lose them. Which isn't just annoying, it can actually set you back a long way. Obviously, I'm not going to start burying seeds in pots just yet, but by gum, I am sure tempted. And if I do, I'll let you know about it next week. And so, until then, much priority love, your Pirate Ben. XO, XO.